developments that could add thousands of new homes, but an advocacy group is worried farmland could be lost and that the city's character could change. The city will hold a meeting next Monday for those who'd like to learn more about development projects. And a new entertainment venue opening Friday, the Boulevard in West Sacramento. You can check it out before then. There's an exclusive VIP preview tonight from 5 to 10 p.m. Tickets $53. Proceeds benefiting Loaves and Fishes, Habitat for Humanity, and Yolo County Children's Alliance. Our Candace Red has been out there all morning giving us a tour. Rob?
All right, we've got a warmer morning on tap. It's still nice. 60s is not bad at all. It's not a bad way to start your day. We've got great air quality, so if you want to get out morning walk with the dog or what have you, you're good to go. It's just the afternoon that we really start to notice it. Now, our average highs, today's the day when we start officially seeing them decline. So typically with shorter days, we start to see summer heat on the waning side of things, but we're not there. Our current pattern is a warming one with highs mid-upper 90s. A little delta breeze just is not going to cut it. We're looking at near triple-digit heat all the way into the weekend.
All right, before we go, check this out. A special moment, Fenway Park in Boston last night. An 11-year-old boy got to throw out the first pitch. There he is, Max Acuto. He's been battling a form of leukemia since he was 9 years old.
I play a lot of baseball. I've been practicing a lot. It was really cool just being on that field and how many people there were.
Way to go, Max. He was on the mound, a moment of joy for his family after they've endured so much. The true celebration comes this December when he completes years of grueling treatment. The Red Sox have a fund, they call it the Jimmy Fund, which is to treat childhood cancer. That's been like the Red Sox main charity for maybe 60, 70 years.
Oh, wow.
So Max being there probably had something to do with the Jimmy Fund.
Just a reminder that they have that and that's available. And, you know, sometimes it's celebrities or whatever, but you know what? That kid deserves a shot because he's a real champion.
Yeah, he really is. All right, be sure to join us following this show over on ABC10+. We'll continue to bring you the latest news, more weather with Rob, and traffic updates from 7 to 8 a.m., all live on ABC10+. Wow, there it is, Kilauea volcano, spewing. Awesome.
ABC10 Morning News at 7 starts now.
And we are well underway on ABC 10 Plus as the news, weather, and traffic continues here on the Plus. Let's take it over to Rob now with more on today's weather forecast. Rob, before we get to traffic, it's your turn. And so you've got warming up behind you, and you've been talking about this for a few days now.
Yeah, this is something, even last week, looking down the road, okay, at some point, the pattern's going to flip, we're going to get hot. But the good news is that I have not had to tweak the forecast very much at all. I have not had to get in there and ramp everything up because we're going to exceed expectations. I think we're meeting expectations, which can be a good thing because we're going to get hot, but we're not going to get extremely hot. There's one thing that's going to change later today. These clouds here don't contain any rain. They're going to wash over us very late in the day, so there'll be visually a change for us. But overall, it's not really about that. It's all about the temperatures. The sun is up. The skies are clear. We still have good air quality. We'll keep an eye on that later on this week. Usually, as we get hot, we get some sinking air, and there's not a lot of movement with the air. There's less wind, and as that happens, you tend to see concentrated pollution particles, and air quality goes down in a pattern like this. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it just in case. But for right now, you're in good shape. We've got widespread mid to upper 90s. The end of the week, which is Thursday and Friday, so tomorrow and the next day, we're going to be very close to 100 degrees. I really think that some of you are going to get there. Certainly if you're well north or south of Sacramento, or the edges, some of the suburbs. If you're in Rockland, if you're in Roseville, if you're in Folsom, you're going to be very close to 100, if not getting there. And then for the weekend, by Sunday, not Saturday, but by Sunday, we'll be slightly cooler. So we're just edging out a few degrees day by day until we get to the 80s by the end of next week. So that's 10 days out. It's going to take a while, but that's where we're going. We've got some weak wind early this morning, and the temperatures have come down enough where it's comfortable. We're looking at 60 in Fairfield, Vacaville, 60 for Stockton. We've got the upper 60s for the foothills. This is a spot you're really noticing, okay, the pattern's changed and we're starting to warm up. One thing that's unchanged is the dry Sierra scenario. So last week we were loaded up daily, showers, thunderstorms, even some really strong ones. Then things dried out and we remain dry. So if that's your destination or if that's where you live, take showers and thunderstorms off your plate. You don't have to worry about it. All you're really looking at is how warm you get and when you start to cool down. Now, one of the problems with a weak Delta breeze is that it's good because it's still giving you some circulation of the air, some element of humidity, so it keeps you away from extreme fire conditions, but it just allows the warmth of the day to linger on and on well into the evening. So if you're somebody that times, say, your walk with the dog, I'll wait till it cools down, and I'll do it later as the sun's going down. It'll be much cooler. Yesterday, 82, that's not too bad, but still going to be warm, and your air conditioning is definitely going to be running by sunset later on tonight because it's still nearly 90 degrees. We're far away from the records, which is good, but overall, it's still going to be a warm to hot day with temperatures in the mid-upper 90s, close to 100 degrees, and it's not really changing for the rest of this week and most of the weekend. Like I mentioned, long-term, we're going to be looking at low 90s and 80s, but we'll show you that a little bit later on in the forecast. For now, let's go ahead and check on traffic with CHP Officer Trista Drake. Trista, you've been covering everything from Sacramento to Stockton, Manteca, Modesto, some issues here and there. What are you seeing right now?
Good morning. It's still pretty quiet here in Sacramento. We are dealing with some issues on the causeway. Westbound 80 on the causeway, we do have a hazard reported in the number 3 lane. Looks like a vehicle dropped some pieces of metal and that vehicle is still in the lane there. So again, seeing it really slow and go on the westbound side until you get to about Davis, and then it clears right up all the way out to the Bay Area. And on the eastbound side, we had that earlier stalled out vehicle. That's been cleared. But we do have another crash, the Childs Road off ramp from westbound 80. 2 vehicles involved there, and they are on the off ramp there, so not on the main line. So again, a little bit slow in that direction, but otherwise Sacramento still looking good overall. No other major issues that I'm seeing. Same with Stockton, Modesto. Things have been pretty quiet there. And in Tracy, we just have the normal volume traffic from Tracy into Livermore. It's in the red, about an hour commute right now. Well, back to you.
Thank you. Top stories, the community coming together to search for a woman who is missing in the Antelope area, Koi Se Chow, who has not been seen since last Thursday. 53 years old, 4'11", last seen near her home in Antelope. So tonight, people are planning to gather at Lone Oak Park at 5 p.m. to start a search party. If you have any information about where Ms. Seychow might be, contact the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. In Tuolumne County, deputies warning of a scam targeting children. Deputies say someone using the name Kate is posing as a teen girl online, sending messages, then asking for explicit photos. Once the images are shared, the scammer threatens to release them unless the victim sends more images or pays money. Deputies are urging parents to talk with their kids about online safety and report any contact from the suspect to the Sheriff's Department. Stockton's vice mayor is Jason Lee. He will hold a press conference today, responding to allegations into his handling of the city's budget. All this comes after the interim city manager, Steve Colangelo, announced an investigation into the matter concerning the use of $50,000 in the city's risk mitigation fund. That money was used in connection to a recent Wild and Out event at the Stockton Arena, allegedly without the city manager's approval or knowledge. As we previously had reported, Lee had a large hand in bringing that event to the Stockton Arena. The city is now investigating how the money was authorized and who was involved. Lee has called the allegations baseless and politically motivated, also accusing Colangelo of violating the Brown Act. He has scheduled a press conference today, as we mentioned, to talk about this. He'll be joined by fellow council member Mario Enriquez. Now to the latest battle over congressional redistricting vote in Texas. The governor upping the pressure on Texas Democrats with a petition to the Texas Supreme Court. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with details on the potential impact on next year's midterms.
Good morning. Critics worry the political showdown in Texas has nationwide implications as Republicans try to pick up 5 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. This morning, a deepening divide in the state of Texas. Governor Greg Abbott filing an emergency petition with the Texas Supreme Court. The governor requesting Democratic State Representative Gene Wu, the chair of the Texas House Democratic Caucus, be removed from office.
This is a completely corrupt process. There is no other reason we're doing this. There's no other reason that we're shutting down the government of the state of Texas, except to help Donald Trump do his bidding.
President Trump has claimed Republicans are, quote, entitled to 5 more seats in Congress after he won the state of Texas. But the congressional map is not tied to presidential races. It's historically tied to the once-a-decade census. This week, Democratic lawmakers left the state in protest to delay the controversial redistricting vote. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has threatened to arrest and expel state lawmakers if they don't return to the Capitol immediately. And now Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn calling on the FBI to help bring Democratic lawmakers back and arrest them. ABC's Mary Bruce pressed the president on if he supports that idea.
Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to. No, I know they want him back. Not only the Attorney General, the governor wants him back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about.
Some Democratic governors have pledged to counter the Texas Republican effort with new congressional maps of their own. Both Republicans and Democrats have used redistricting to their advantage in the past. But with Republicans holding a narrow margin in Congress, lawmakers say this could have major implications on next year's midterm elections. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
And Governor Newsom's plans for a potential redistricting of the state now facing a legal challenge from the person looking to possibly fill his job. It's Republican candidate for governor Steve Hilton announcing he plans to file legal action to block redistricting, saying under the state's Equal Protection Clause, redistricting would be illegal if done before the census.
That's why redistricting is connected to the census. If you don't have a census, how can you possibly know whether electoral districts are of roughly equal population?
Newsom has said he'll only continue with redistricting if Texas redraws its maps. In the meantime, San Jose Congresswoman Zoe Lofgren says she has seen a conceptual map of a potential redistricting in California. She claims it could flip 5 of the 9 Republican seats in our state. We have more on the redistricting fight right here on the ABC10 Plus TV streaming app. And we're learning an official with the Trump administration did meet with Russian President Putin overnight. The meeting comes days before President Trump's deadline for Russia to stop attacks in Ukraine. It's U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff who reportedly met with Putin and members of the Kremlin, though neither side has shared details about what was discussed. The White House has threatened severe tariffs and other penalties if the conflict in Ukraine continues past this Friday. Now to a plan meant to grow the city of Dixon, sparking debate about how fast and how far to expand it. ABC10's Garshpal Sangha in Dixon with a closer look at why some are sounding the expansion alarm.
Around town, the message is hard to miss. Keep Dixon green. It's part of a growing pushback as the city could lay the groundwork for what it could become by 2050. The city of Dixon is proposing to update its general plan by including future developments like Harvest at Dixon that could add more than 8,000 mixed residential homes and another proposed project, Brookfield Lombardo project, into the city and include land around the city.
Would you like a sticker?
But not everyone is on board.
We feel like it's way too soon to make amendments. This is supposed to be the blueprint for the next 20 years.
Keep Dixon Green, a local advocacy group, says the 2021 general plan should be left alone, and they're concerned this level of growth is too much, too fast.
I do think there is some pressure for growth, and we're certainly willing to talk about that, especially slow, thoughtful growth.
Heller says the proposal could mean thousands of homes replacing farmland and changing the characteristic of the community. While the developers behind the two proposed housing projects told those in attendance they're not new to the community.
Doing everything we can to reach out, listen, engage. I'm in this city probably more than I'm in my own home city.
We're being patient to make sure we know what the city's looking for, know what the community is looking for, so that we can present something that we're excited about building.
The city tells ABC10 in part, the city is legally required to accept and review all complete development applications that it receives. The review process for Harvest at Dixon will take 12 to 24 months, and there will be multiple opportunities for public participation, and no decision is being made at this time.
We believe that our city leaders are good folks who want the best for this community, but we also feel like they should be spending as much time talking to us as they've been spending talking to the developers.
The city says the decision on the general plan amendments will be made at a later date. The city says their goal is to have local control and only approve developments that add to the city. Reporting in Dixon, Garshpal Sangha, ABC10.
City of Dixon says they're going to have a meeting next Monday for those who'd like to learn more about the project and project to come. A new entertainment venue is getting ready for opening day, and it's this weekend. We're talking about the Boulevard. It's in West Sacramento. That's where we find ABC10's Candace Red, who's been busy all morning doing a lot of research at the Boulevard. Candace?
Yes, well, good morning to you. That's why I like to call it research, coming to you live from inside of the Boulevard in West Sacramento. Okay, so if you were watching the show earlier on, you already saw we talked about the arcade, the games, the VIP lounge, bowling. They even have laser tag, okay? But I do want to bring in Chef Robert because now it's all about the dining experience. Chef, what are you cooking up for us?
Today we have our steak sandwich with our Haggard burger, which is one of our most popular burgers that we have here at the Boulevard of the West Sacramento. Yes. Definitely. With the steak sandwich, we have a house-made garlic aioli with a tossed arugula and a little bit of salt and olive oil. And then we have caramelized onions right underneath.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. My mouth is getting watery. I don't know if I'm supposed to really eat this for breakfast, but look, I so appreciate it. I'm gonna take home both of these plates. Why would you say this is considered a fan favorite? What do you love about it?
One of my personal favorites about the Haggard is the fact that we make our barbecue sauce in-house, our onion tanglers as well, and we have a wonderful potato bun that comes with it.
And then we're looking at this menu here as well. It's also great that there's a kids menu too. Chef, I so want to thank you for whipping up this.
My pleasure.
Oh, look, I really want to eat it right now, but I feel like, Walt, I'm going to save this for you. Thanks, Chef. I do want to get over to Brad. He's the bar manager here at the Boulevard. Brad, which one of these drinks are for me? That's the real question.
What do you usually like to drink?
Hey, now we're talking. Now this is interesting because it has the basketball here. Seems to be purple. It's kind of reminding me of the Sacramento Kings. Tell me more.
That's right. Yeah, it's representative of our very own Sacramento Kings. We really wanted to embrace the community and really showcase, that we're here, we support, and it's comes from a lot of Sacramento natives like myself and Chef Robert that you just saw, and we love to support the team, and we love our Kings. So we have the victory right here. Purple, of course, with their colors. It has blue curacao and dragon fruit monin in it to make that color, as well as a little bit of Sky vodka and Absolute Citron. And then moving on, we have our kiwi cooler. That's got a little bit of midori in it to give it that color, a little bit of kiwi flavoring, so nice little sweet one. Then we have our spicy mamacita. That's made with a little bit of chamoy, mango puree, Espolon Blanca, or Espolon Repo, sorry, my mistake. And that's actually created by one of Boulevard Bakersfield's very own Veronica. So that was a bartender creation. We plan on doing a lot more of those here in Sacramento as well. And of course, we have one of our signatures, probably one of the most popular drinks, the Miss Pac-Man. And if you look closely, you'll also see a little bit of representation in there for it as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you, Brad. Again, that's just a little snippet of what you can expect here at the Boulevard, specifically at the bar and the dining space. Giving you one last look of this dining area. Again, you see the huge TVs. We have the eats, the drinks, and the games. So keep in mind that the Boulevard will officially open this Friday. You can check it out before then. That's going to be during the exclusive VIP preview event. That's tonight. That's from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have the details right there on your screen. Tickets are $53 each, with proceeds benefiting Loaves and Fishes, Habitat for Humanity, and Yolo County Children's Alliance. It's such a great cause. Again, that's for tonight, but the grand opening is this Friday. You really don't want to miss out. There's more details on our website. That's abc10.com/links. For now, at the Boulevard, live inside in West Sacramento, Candace Red, ABC10.
All right, Candace, thank you so much. Parents are looking for places to take the kids on a super hot day or a rainy day, cold, all that. I think the Boulevard's going to do well. West Sacramento certainly is growing. All right, Candace, thank you. Coming up on ABC 10+, the National Weather Service hiring back hundreds of employees, why they've reversed course, and how many jobs they're going to be refilling. Mark?
Hey, good morning, Walt. For his new movie, Eddie Murphy Trained with Security Guards and Security Transport. Coming up in a moment, we're going to go behind the scenes of one of Northern California's biggest transport companies, talk to you about how you can be a part of their company, and also we'll get to know Eddie Murphy. Take a look at the movie. It's called The Pickup. It's hysterical. Pete Davidson and Eddie Murphy at their best. We'll catch up with them a little bit later this hour. We'll be right back.
National Weather Service reversing course, now in the process of hiring back hundreds of workers after massive cuts and a federal hiring freeze. The NWS will hire 450 meteorologists, hydrologists, and radar technicians. An official with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the rehires will include 126 new positions that were previously approved and funded. Staff reductions were first carried out early this year by the Department of Government Efficiency. More than 500 weather employees were let go or forced into retirement by the Trump administration. Wildfire smoke is wrecking air quality in places across the U.S. amid a 1-2 punch of fires in the West and in Canada that has sent smoke pouring across large sections of the country. Millions were under air quality alerts across 11 Midwest and Northeast states Tuesday due to Canadian wildfire smoke. In Southern California, the state's largest blaze so far this year, the Gifford Fire, that's burned 84,000 acres, containment just 9%. Evacuations were in place in 2 counties. In the meantime, the Rosa Fire in Riverside County burned over 1,600 acres, prompting evacuations and worsening air quality. Coming up, we'll have a live look at your top stories we're following to help get you out the door. This is an ABC10 Morning News Update. I'm Walt Gray. The search for a woman missing out of Antelope continues as 53-year-old Koi Seichow has not been seen since last Thursday near her home. Tonight, people will come together at Lone Oak Park at 5 p.m. to launch a search party. Stockton's Vice Mayor Jason Lee will hold a press conference responding to allegations of how he handled the city budget. Allegedly, $50,000 was used in connection to a recent Wild and Out event without city manager approval. Debate in Dixon on new developments surrounding the farm town. Many are concerned about the growth being too much, too fast. City says they'll have a meeting next Monday for those who'd like to learn more about the project and share their concerns. Much more news to come. You're looking live downtown Sacramento.
Okay, we are looking forward to a warmer, not only morning, but afternoon as well. So yesterday we're in the 50s, today we're in the 60s to start things off, and already pushing closer to 70 degrees in the foothills. So right off the bat, you know that today is a different kind of day. Our highs will be at least in the mid 90s, but many of you upper 90s, getting close to, if not getting to, triple digits if you're far away from the Delta breeze influence, which we're going to get a little bit of later on this afternoon and early evening. Now, it's not very strong, so it's not going to change the ball game for us, but what we are going to see is a sustained heat wave here, which is highs in the mid upper 90s, above average, but for the most part, staying away from widespread triple digits with some cooling going into next week. Now, Sacramento traffic is really just picking up in general. We also have a crash in a disabled vehicle on the causeway, so that's extra slow this morning. Stockton, you're okay. Tracy's slow.
Thank you for joining us on ABC 10 Plus. I'm Walt Gray. Glad you're here with us. Let's check in on the weather forecast. Rob, starting very much to feel like August, although you and I have shared 108, 110 degree days, it will not be like that in the foreseeable.
Yeah, there's days where it gets so hot you basically shut down.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do. You get everything done before noon if you can, and then you're just kind of waiting for the day to move along. This is not that case. You can get a lot of things done even though we're warming up. And for the most part, we're staying away from the big round number, 100 degrees. I think a lot of us have potential to get there, if not getting there, but we're not not talking about 108, 109 or anything like that, nowhere close to records, but a noticeable warm up and one that we've escaped for pretty much the entire summer, except for a handful of times, to be honest with you. Okay, we've got nice clear skies out there. We expect this to remain the same throughout the rest of today, except for some high clouds that will be drifting through. We're not looking at the big puffy clouds, the cumulus clouds, which could turn into showers and thunderstorms with rain. We saw that last week. Today, it's just high clouds moving through late in the day. Okay, our headlines are pretty simple. They're all related to heat. Today, widespread mid-90s. By the end of this week, which is tomorrow and Friday, we're going to be very close to 100 degrees. Some of you are going to get there. And then we're looking at slightly cooler conditions by Sunday. Saturday is very similar to what we have on Friday, which is upper 90s at least. As far as the wind, there's just a little bit out there, but it's not really doing much. And that's going to be the case going forward. Some wind onshore, which is good. It keeps extreme fire conditions away, but we still have elevated fire conditions because it's going to be so dry and so hot as well. And we already know vegetation's ready to go. Okay, we've got temperatures in the 60s already with a few 70s. As far as the dry Sierra situation, that will extend for a while. I'm not looking at that coming back for the near term. We've got some element of a delta breeze this evening. Again, helpful, kind of, but it's not going to be enough to really change things overall. So again, the most beneficial thing it does is keep extreme fire conditions away. But you can see as it gets weaker and weaker, the problem is that usually as the sun's getting lower, you can at least expect some cooling fairly quickly, but that's not going to be the case tonight. 2 days ago, mid-70s at sunset. Last night at sunset, about 82 degrees. Tonight for sunset, about 89. So the winds just not really doing that much, and we retain the heat of the day to about sunset. It does continue to drop off after that, but we're looking at definitely above average conditions for everybody beginning today, lasting for the rest of this week. Like I mentioned, some of you do have a chance to get to 100 degrees today. That's going to be if you're far away from that delta breeze influence. However, folks, it's not going to last that long. 100 degrees for maybe an hour or two, then you'll be backing off as well. It's just straight up a hot forecast. It is August. You know the potential to get hot is right there each and every day unless something highly unusual happens. And we don't have that happening, at least for this next week or so. What I do like is the next time I'll talk to you, we'll show you the 10-day forecast, and that's where you're going to see some really nice cooling getting us back to the 80s. So that's a quick check on weather. It's 7:33 this morning. We're going to go ahead now and talk to CHP Officer Trista Drake. Trista, we had an issue on the causeway. Are you still seeing that?
Good morning. We're still working on clearing an earlier crash there, Childs Road off-ramp from westbound 80, and then there was a hazard on the westbound side as well. So again, seeing that slowdown still as you make your way into the Davis region out of West Sacramento. So hopefully that will clear up here shortly. It's pretty slow going, a little bit slow on the eastbound side as well. But good news is that's really the only place that I have any major slowdowns. All of our other majors are actually still in great shape, looking really good. No other calls for service. So again, not too bad of a commute as far as it goes this morning in Sacramento. Stockton, Modesto, much the same. And just still seeing that volume traffic in the Tracy region, about an hour commute from Tracy into Livermore. Back to you.
Mr. Drake, thank you. 7:34 on ABC 10+. The man accused of killing 2 teenage girls in a West Sacramento hit and run will appear in court today. Police say Layla Chrissa Clemens and her friend Jaya Chapman were heading home on their bikes Saturday night. They were hit on Jefferson Boulevard. Investigators say the driver, 71-year-old David Walker, left the scene. Both girls died. The family says they plan to be at Walker's arraignment today as they search for ways to prevent more tragedies like this from happening along the roadway. And the city of West Sacramento sent ABC 10 this statement saying, in part, quote, the city has both short and long-term plans in place to bring safety improvements to this segment of Jefferson Boulevard. To the controversy surrounding the Jeffrey Epstein case.
This morning, Bill and Hillary Clinton are among more than a dozen high-profile Washington insiders subpoenaed in the escalating congressional investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. After a bipartisan subcommittee vote last month, the Republican-led House Oversight Committee issuing subpoenas to several former top officials.
The American people have a right to know who else was involved, whether the system really was rigged in favor of the rich and powerful.
The list includes former Democratic Attorneys General Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, and Merrick Garland, and former Republican Attorneys General William Barr, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzalez. Former FBI directors James Comey and Robert Mueller also subpoenaed. Committee Chairman James Comer saying it is imperative that Congress conduct oversight of the federal government's enforcement of sex trafficking laws generally, and specifically its handling of the investigation and prosecution of Mr. Epstein. One name not on the list, Alex Acosta, the prosecutor who struck a controversial 2008 plea deal with Epstein in Florida. That deal allowed Epstein to avoid federal charges, serve only 13 months, and spend most days out of jail on work release. Acosta later served as labor secretary under President Trump until he resigned in 2019 amid fallout over the case. The House committee also demanding the Justice Department turn over every unredacted document related to the Epstein case. The DOJ has until August 19th to comply and says it's reviewing the request. In the meantime, sources say the Trump administration is considering releasing transcripts from Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell's interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche this month. Sources say Maxwell told Blanche, who until recently was Trump's personal attorney, that Trump did nothing in her presence that would have caused her concern. After the interview, Maxwell was moved from a federal prison in Florida to a minimum security camp in Texas with more favorable conditions, a rare move for a convicted sex offender serving 20 years. Trump was asked if he authorized that prison transfer.
Todd Blanche is one of the most highly respected people you'll ever meet. So I know this. I didn't discuss it with him, but anything he talked about with her or the fact that he did that, not unusual, number one, and most importantly is something that would be totally above board.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Maxwell currently appealing her conviction to the Supreme Court as for those subpoenas from the House Oversight Committee. Depositions begin this month, with former President Clinton tentatively scheduled to testify in October. And happening today, Citrus Heights set to start construction on 2 new wells. Organizers saying this project will help the community rely more on groundwater and less on Folsom Lake. The wells will also feature new storage technology, allowing water to be stored underground. Well, every year, each member of the U.S. House of Representatives can ask the Appropriations Committee to fund up to 15 local projects in their district. ABC10's Becca Habiger now tells us about the end result of one project and what it has done for that community.
1, 2, 3.
Community leaders cut the ribbon Tuesday on 2 new electric vehicle charging stations in South Sacramento.
Now they're officially on site and ready to charge this community up.
They say South Sacramento is a bit of a charging station desert. This map from the U.S. Department of Energy shows plenty of options downtown, but in South Sacramento, fewer and farther between. The map already includes the newly unveiled chargers here at South Sacramento Christian Center.
Normally we're holding press conferences for violence and for shootings and for all the different things happening in the community. This one is to charge our community up for the future.
Les Simmons is the pastor here and longtime community activist. He says profits from the chargers will fund neighborhood work.
Our food distribution that continues to feed thousands of people, our youth facility that, runs youth services from basketball or sports recreational programs, violence interruption programs.
The chargers were built using a $500,000 federal grant secured by Representative Doris Matsui through community project funding. A $400,000 grant from the NBA Foundation and other sources brought the total funding to just over $1 million.
We're standing next to our new ChargePoint chargers that Green Tech has installed.
17-year-old Corey Takeuchi helped build the chargers.
We installed these side pieces.
That's because this project is about more than just electric vehicle infrastructure. 36 youth ages 16 to 24 from underserved communities were hired to build these as part of a mentoring and green jobs training program from which they have since graduated.
I plan on pursuing an EV career path because of this fellowship. It has very much piqued my interest.
When we empower youth, we don't just change their lives, we change the trajectory of the entire neighborhoods that they live in.
Dr. Dante Early, president and CEO of United Way California Capital Region, and Chet Hewitt, founder and CEO of the Center at Sierra Health Foundation, say this is an example of federal grant dollars benefiting a community in multiple ways.
This was a youth development project. It introduces them to the future. This was a health project. This was an economic development project. And it was a violence reduction project because 36 kids from across the city actually had something creative to do in the hours when they could have been out engaged in behaviors that aren't. It is a win-win-win-win situation, and we got to thank a lot of partners for making it happen.
All right, that's in the 99 South Florin Road area, Mack Road actually. And happening today, the start of the Nevada County Fair. There'll be food and fun along with over 24 carnival rides. Happening now through Sunday, Nevada County Fairgrounds, Grass Valley. Tickets $12 for adults, $7 for the kids. Gates open at 10 a.m. Also happening, North Highlands getting its first Chipotle. The restaurant located near the Walmart Supercenter won't be like a typical Chipotle. No, this one will have a drive-through called a Chipotlane. It officially opens this morning at 10:45. All right, coming up tonight at 6:30 on ABC10, our To The Point team visits Elk Grove, spending a half an hour looking into the growth of that city. Over the past several months, ABC10 talked to residents, city, and school officials about concerns and plans for the future. And while the city remains one of the top 5 hot spots in our region to move to, it does have concerns. Residents tell us the city feels busier, and traffic is their #1 issue. Others want to see more amenities. When it comes to schools, the Elk Grove Unified Superintendent says the district is trying to keep up with demand. They say they currently have 60 more schools to build as the district continues to grow.
In our older neighborhoods, those neighborhoods are aging out. So we actually have pockets of declining enrollment within the district, but around the edges we have explosive growth. All the new growth that's happening in the Rancho Cordova area, the Anatolia area, that's us as well. We have the south part of the city of Sacramento, and then all the unincorporated areas.
Don't miss the To The Point special tonight, 6:30, right here on ABC10 and on the ABC10 Plus streaming app. Coming up on ABC10 Morning News as we plus through, Hornet football. Sac State getting ready with a lot. You won't believe how many new players they have. It's said in this story. The college football season is approaching. We'll visit there. Mark.
Hey, good morning. Eddie Murphy's new movie, all about security transport. Coming up in a moment, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of one of the biggest, one of the most respected security companies, Security Transport in Sacramento. We're inside Mission Control. Take a look at the movie. Our mission today is to talk to you about it, how funny it is. Eddie Murphy himself joins us next. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back to ABC10 Morning News at 7. Thanks so much for watching on the ABC10 Plus app. In a moment, we're talking about Eddie Murphy, his new movie. He's a security guard turned security armored truck driver. Now, you guys, HQ Security, technically you're not an armored car company, but if something valuable had to get from point A to point B, you guys could do that.
Yeah, personnel and any, valuables that we could handle that, absolutely.
Got it. And I would ask what valuables they're currently transporting or what their last mission was, but they'd have to kill me. I don't want to die. I want to talk about Eddie Murphy's new movie. It is so funny. Pete Davidson, Eddie Murphy, one of the best buddy movies I've seen in a long time. Take a look at it. So funny. And Eddie Murphy said he would never do an action movie after Beverly Hills Cop, and now he's back and great at it. I caught up with him. He pretty much started the conversation talking about what he always does when we sit down. Take a look.
Marcus Allen. Now, haven't you dated Marcus Allen, football player?
I got kicked out of the celebrity golf tournament in Tahoe because they thought I was making fun of Marcus Allen.
I thought you were going to say you showed up and they were like, that ain't Marcus Allen!
Hey, good to see you. Yesterday, I was in Folsom Lake with my sons, and I said, do you guys remember the last time we were in this lake? Who pulled up on a jet ski right beside us?
Yeah, I used to have a
Eddie
house
Murphy.
right on the lake. Yeah, we used to jet ski there. It was fun.
Well, good to see you again. I hope you have fond memories of that. I have fond memories of every movie you've ever done. Looking back at your movies, home runs tend to be historically when we see you teamed up with an SNL cast member. And I love with Dan Aykroyd, it was a generation before you. And then with Mike Myers, it was a generation past you. And now teaming up again with an SNL cast member for this century.
Hey, I didn't even thought about it like that. But yeah, all my collaborations with people from SNL have worked. Yeah.
Keke Palmer delivers a monologue in what's otherwise a comedy heist movie. And you, I'm told her to really emotionalize it. And she said, I'm going to go full Angela Bassett. And then in the middle of delivering that scene, you started clapping. And she thought you, Eddie Murphy, were clapping. You were just in character clapping. And she broke.
Yeah, it was funny. And she was like, actually said, I was acting like I was clapping like she told this story, and I was clapping like, yeah, right, great. And she thought I was clapping for her, and she said, "Oh, thank you." And I was like, "I'm still in character." It was a very funny moment.
It's such a funny scene. Now when you see the movie, put it in context, that'll make sense to you. It's going to be funnier for you. You're going to love the comedic chemistry between Pete Davidson and Eddie Murphy. Like, though generations removed, they are so funny together. I'm preaching to you, but I'm telling you, it opens in theaters today. Soon you'll be talking about this movie. It inspired me to hang out with real-life professionals that keep your stuff safe. Marcus, thanks so much for hanging out.
Thanks for being here.
Marcus Vasquez was the former PIO of the SAC PD, and which did you have more fun at, that or this life?
This is definitely a lot more fun. Well, a lot more fun.
We were talking about during your time as PIO, Eddie Murphy was a resident here. He told me something I didn't know. Eddie had 2 houses in Sacramento.
He actually did have. Lived in the Pocket area for a while, yeah.
And then up in Granite Bay.
Yes.
Any Eddie Murphy stories? Any crosses?
No. And if I did, I wouldn't say anything.
I've had some interactions with Eddie Murphy that are hysterical. Sometimes, in fact, later on, I'm going to go on Instagram Live and I'm going to tell you some stories about Eddie Murphy's house that I probably shouldn't share, but I should share because good times, fun times. So tell me about protecting people's stuff. Now, you don't do armored transport, but you could transport valuables, and you do make sure people get from point A to point B very safely.
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, right, here we have the television screens. Not only are these are the properties that we have contracts with, but we also have some residentials, homes that we can, people go on vacation and we can come by and check on their homes for them and within, the city.
And law enforcement from all over the state are coming in to check out what you've set up here because it really is the preeminent virtual patrol concept.
Yeah, no, we have a great relationship with the Sacramento Police Department in addition with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department. So no, it's a collaboration with everyone, and so we definitely work hand in hand together.
Got it. In this movie, they're always laughing, they're always cutting up, they're always getting at each other. These guys, I haven't seen them crack a smile. You have a very serious bunch here. You have fun at your job. You at least enjoy your job, right?
Yep, definitely.
If you would, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Titus. I'm dispatch, and I kind of do control the area over here, so I get a lot of the phone calls and, send out the guys out there on the field.
Awesome. And we've been hanging out all morning. Good morning, sir. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Kyle. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, again, Kyle, thank you so much for your service. And you, sir?
My name is Spencer.
Spencer, how long have you been here? What's your title? What do you do?
I've been here over a year. My title is a security guard, and I do what my boss tells me.
Awesome. I'm going to link their information at abc10.com if you'd like a job in this that could steer you in the right direction. Also, if you have things that need to be protected or you need a security company, I highly recommend them based on what I've seen here today. Back to you.
Laughing behind you now, Mark, and that's good. They're cracking each other up. Okay. Mark S. Allen, thank you. On to baseball. It has been a good summer for the A's. One of the team's players with a historic night last night. They were on the road in Washington facing the Nationals, and Shea Langoliers went off. 3 home runs in the game, making him just the 4th catcher in league history to have multiple games with 3 or more home runs across a career. A's win 16-7. They've won 8 of their last 11. They'll play the Nationals in Washington again today. College football season starts in just 24 days. ABC 10's Kevin John visited Sac State's training camp to see how the Hornets are getting ready.
We're confident in our work. I mean, I think we work harder than any other team at our level.
From sun up to sundown, these athletes are grinding and putting in the work. Or in other words, being a Sac State football player is not for the faint of heart.
So Coach Mayer instills that confidence in us by consistently putting us to work day in and day out. I mean, our practices are hard, but they get us better.
And practice is key when you have 73 new players on the roster. One of them is quarterback Jaden Rashada, who will be the shot caller of the Go-Go offense.
I think we're seeing a lot of growth, development, chemistry, and we're coming together day by day. That's what I'm happy about. We just need to keep going, go 1-0 every day and go, have a 1% mentality, I say it all the time. I'm just grateful, I'm back in California and I'm back with a great group of guys, great coaches, and we're creating a culture here.
The man at the forefront of the innovative offense is new head coach Brennan Marion, and he successfully built a healthy culture at Sac State.
Yeah, if you look at my track record everywhere I've been, that's kind of been my calling card, to bring the team together and get guys to love each other. And really that's about the community we create, that guys feel safe, they feel loved, and they feel like they matter. I always say they went from friends to cousins to brothers. And so that's where we're at right now. We're in that stage of building our team chemistry on the field, but I think we've done a good job of building it off the field.
And what can the fans expect to see this year?
Scoring and lots of picks, defensive touchdowns, that's our goal, flying around, that's really what it is. Turnovers and touchdowns, baby.
Yeah, Jaden Rashada, the Hornets starting quarterback, started at Arizona State. Wow. Coming up, we'll have the top stories we're following, plus another look at your weather and traffic. This is an ABC 10 morning news update. I'm Walt Gray. The man accused of killing 2 teen girls in West Sacramento in a hit and run is set to appear in court today. Investigators say 71-year-old David Walker left the scene. Both girls died. The victim's family says they plan to be at the arraignment today. Republican candidate for governor Steve Hilton announcing plans that he is going to try to block Governor Newsom from a potential redistricting. Under the state's Equal Protection Clause, redistricting would be illegal, says Hilton. Newsom claims he will continue with redistricting if Texas does the same. 2 new electric vehicle charging stations have opened up. This is at the South Sacramento Christian Center, 99 and Mack Road. South Sacramento, a bit of a charging station desert. Profits from the chargers will fund neighborhood work. Chargers were built using a $500,000 federal grant. Rob?
We've got some hot weather, and we're already starting to feel it. It's not quite 8 in the morning, and we're seeing some 70s pop up. So that tells you right there that the sun is coming up, and it's going to have its way with us today because it's all about the heat this afternoon. Now, we've been living in a false world this entire summer for the most part. We've only had 4 days of triple-digit temperatures, and even yesterday in Sacramento, it was 88 degrees for the high, so it was another below-average day. So we're going to see significant warming today with highs in the mid to upper 90s with the potential to get really close to, if not getting to, 100 degrees for some of you. One of the problems is that our delta breeze is just getting weaker and weaker. So that means less stirring around of the air. That means higher pollution in the days ahead and also less cooling effect. So it's going to be warmer at night. Yesterday, it was in the low 80s for the evening hours. Tonight, it's going to be in the upper 80s. So that's a big change for us. We've got near triple-digit heat going all the way through the rest of this week with some cooling through the weekend by Sunday and even more cooling getting back to the 80s by next week. Sacramento traffic right now is just really slow everywhere, but there's not an extra crash to tie you up. And things on the causeway have been getting clearer early this morning.
All right, here's what's coming up in 1 minute in the news now. From how to save on school supplies to student vaccinations and readjusting to routines. A back-to-school guide for families. At 8:30, the ABC 10 Plus recap. Look at the headlines you may have missed. Your California Life is at 9. After that at 9:30, it's Take a Look. It's time to root for the bad guys again. Mark S. Allen with that movie, which is coming out. The first one. Pretty funny. If you like to root for bad guys.
Right.
You know, who doesn't once in a while?
My youngest saw it, the 3D version of it yesterday at the movie theater.
How old is he?
He's 6.
And he gave it a thumbs up?
Yeah, he loved it.
Oh, all right. Must have been a real deep plot.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, for a 6-year-old.
Yeah. He explained the whole thing to me.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun, Dad. What's for dinner?
Exactly.
That's going to do it for us here. We thank you, as always, for watching this particular program, which we call ABC 10 Plus. See ya.